Hey, Arch, you got to start the show. You got to start the show, Archie. Archie, it's time to start. That bear's got auto start set up now. Arch, what's happening? Come on, Arch, get out of here. You got to get the show going, man. Arch, you got to get the show up. Hi, guys, it's Archie Luxury, and you are on the Archie Luxury live stream. That's right, guys. You are on the greatest, the best, the most amazing live stream show. We are here to talk watches. Today's topic, watch collecting and consignment selling. I've done a little bit of digging. And guess what? You know those Facebook forums, apparently there's small sellers on the Facebook forums who have taken consignment stock and they're also not paying the sellers. The industry is rife. Guys, you got to trust somebody with your watches. You got to be fucking careful. I got to tell you this, guys. I'm making the announcement now. Consignment selling is a disaster. There is a bucket of disasters waiting to go bad in the sun. Okay, let's run the intro. Let's start the show. Guys, this is Archie Luxury, and you are on the Archie Luxury live stream channel. Guys, today I want to raise the topic, watch collecting and consignment selling. Well, guys, I've done a bit of digging, and apparently, Timepiece Gentleman's not the only person who takes consignment goods and doesn't pay the vendors. I was talking to a friend of a friend of a friend who told me on the Facebook seller groups in Australia, apparently a lot of sellers are slow paying their vendors. That's right, slow pay. In fact, the worst story was not being paid for up to 12 months. 12 months. My God, this is a disaster. It's a fucking disaster. I've always advocated going for a dealer you can trust. David SW, David SW, David SW. Bricks and mortar store, Ronnie in Brisbane and Sydney, Cove in Sydney, Luxuria Watches. These are honest, good fakers. You've got to be so careful with who you trust your consignment stock to. Guys, it's a mess. This whole industry, fast money, easy money, it's all gone pear-shaped. Let's come on and discuss it with your pontiff. That's right, guys. Come on and discuss. That's the way it is, guys. If we have some support, I might even be able to rope my son into giving a performance. We got many interesting things to talk about. What else is going on in the world? The zeal. How is our zeal? How is my tan zeal? The zeal. How is the zeal for life? The zeal. How is the zeal? That's what I'd like to know. I'd also like to know James from Showcase Watches. What's he up to? What's going on? And we've got our first contestant. We've got Mike coming on. Hello, Pantera. Mike, always good to have Mikey on the stream. And we've got our first. Hello, Mike. How are you, my friend?
Hi, Archie.
Hey.
I'm doing well.
That is very good. I got Mike S has just done a super chat. The first super chat for the evening, $5. Let me be the first super chat, Archie. Love you, man. Keep the smiles going. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
I made
you.
it just in time, Arch. I installed a garbage disposal just now.
Oh, that's fantastic news. And
Yeah.
speaking of garbage disposal, we've got Chris, Machine Gun Chris. How are you?
Good, good. How you guys doing?
Good, good.
Congratulations,
Thanks.
by the way, there. Congratulations. I'm honored to have you on. You're starting your new job Monday. Are you nervous? Tell me this.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, it's to be expected. Like I think it's a good thing though. If you're not nervous, then there's something wrong. You know.
Yeah,
Is this
so
is this a new job in an area that you're um, already familiar with or have been in already?
it's
Queens,
a
New
new
York.
area. No, no, it's a pharmaceutical industry. So it's a
Mm.
Oh,
new career for him, but I think it's a great opportunity. I got to
sure.
tell you something, man. You are going to love. Have you lived in New York before?
I have not. I've been there about 2 or 3 times, but we're here to talk about watches, though, right?
Hey, we are here to talk watches. Tell me this. You were talking to me before. If things go well, you need to buy a watch to celebrate the event. Now, I was suggesting to you steal Rolex. Every man needs a Rolex. You were saying, may give the wrong vibe. That may not be what you wanted to get out there. Tell me more, Machine Gun.
Depending on like what part of New York City you go to, just like any big city, you kind of have to watch out for obviously thieves. So, I wouldn't mind rocking like a date dress or like a Submariner no date, something like that. But it's just something that kind of gives off the wrong impression. So not towards like clients or anything like that. Obviously, it'll make a good impression towards the clients, but it will also be like it'll give off the wrong impression. You know, like say I go out somewhere to eat, whatever. Somebody sees a Rolex and they follow me, and they try to rob me. That kind of thing.
Ah, I think going out to eat would be where you would want to wear it. But if your walk to work, took you through a bad neighborhood
I don't
daily,
know if it'd make
then
any difference, Mike. I think the best restaurants in New York is uh $5 for two pieces of pizza, the pizza
oh,
slice.
sure.
I
No,
don't think they
I
never.
won't argue
I
that.
I
Yeah,
think the best food you can eat in New York is pizza by the slice. Okay, that's all you need to eat. You don't
Or
need to eat anything
hoagies,
else.
or
I
what do
got
they
to tell
call
you,
those?
New York has got the best pizza. There is no bad pizza in New York. You know that, don't you?
Yeah,
yeah.
New
That's
York pizza, Chicago pizza, thin crust, which I don't know where it originated from, but they're all good. Pizza, good. Mmm.
for sure. One thing I found out, like the further north you go, like the better the pizza gets.
Mmm. That's interesting.
So I want to ask you a few questions there, Machine Gun. Sorry, I've got a next super chat. We've got our next super chat from Patek Philippe. $7, Californian. $7. Archie and Machine Gun Chris, I'm considering the Patek Philippe 5320G versus the 5172G. Which and why? So clarify. One is a perpetual calendar. I will bring them up now. One is a perpetual calendar. The other one is a manual wind chrono. Sorry, he's thinking of what's he thinking? 5320. 5320. Yep, that's the sword hand. That's a beautiful watch. I'll be honest with you. Achoo! Bless you. Bless you.
Bless you.
Hachu. Now, in my country, that's $150,000. My God, that's expensive. You know what? That is one expensive Patek Philippe. My God, $150,000. Okay, he's thinking of that.
I love that
Or
salmon Dell though.
the other watch was a 5172G, which you can also get in a salmon dial. Oh, That's the one JJ had. JJ had it in a blue dial. What would you get, Chris? Tell me what you would get. What would you get?
I mean,
If you
you
would,
can't
if
really
you
go wrong with either. If you have the budget for either,
no,
I would probably go probably the 5320G. Honestly,
I tend to agree with
if
you.
it's within your means.
Well, the reason these watches aren't too far apart in price.
Mhm.
Okay, I would probably go 5320G for the simple fact that it is a grand complication, not just a complication. It's a grand complication. And let's be totally honest, a perpetual calendar. I mean, that fucking thing knows leap years. I mean, fuck. That's a amazing. If you can honestly get one of these, Patel, fucking pull the trigger.
What's your choice, Mike?
Now, Mike, what would you pick?
For a celebratory watch for his new job.
Okay,
No,
that's
for
okay,
Patel
Mike.
Philippe.
Don't worry. That's okay. That's okay.
I'm sorry, I was distracted momentarily.
No, Patel Philippe saying, does he go for this perpetual calendar, or does he go for this manual wine chronograph? Which one would you pick of the two?
I like
We'll
this
come
one
back.
here. I like this one here.
Okay, perpetual. There we go. That's the verdict is in there. Now, tell me something, Machine Gun Chris. Do you think it's feasible? Do you ever see yourself getting one of these?
I would love to someday, but I don't know if I would ever make that kind of money, to be honest, to spend $100,000+ on a watch. I mean, I would love to, but
I was almost there. Do you think my world time was in the same league? You know that I don't have it anymore. Obviously, it was taken.
Definitely.
Is that in the
I mean,
same
that
league or
road
not?
timer is a nice piece.
I think they were probably a little above this.
No. They were less than half. Way under this, Mike. No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they are coming up. I must admit, they are coming up. But do you think that's in the same league? I suppose it is. It is. But some of these things, they come and they go. That's just how life is, I'm afraid, Machine Gun.
Yep.
It's I gotta say, I think this is a beautiful Patek. The other thing I think you've got to consider is there is also the other one. What is that called? There's another one, the perpetual calendar. Patek
I suck at references. That was one thing. Like even at LB, like I suck with references. Always have to.
Don't worry about this one here. Is what is this thing? I'll just tell you. I'll tell you what it is. The reference is 5327. That's it. I actually also like the 5327. I think that is one of the most beautiful classic. I think Patel, I'd probably prefer this, a 5327, because it's the classic perpetual layout, and it also uses the micro rotor, whereas the other one uses the big rotor. I think this would be my choice, to digress a bit. And my friend GJ in Singapore had this watch, and it is amazing. Only thing
I really
you can
don't
say,
think you can go wrong with any Patek, really.
No, you're right. You're right. I think you're right there. It's it is what it is, you know. They're just beautiful. You know, I kind of look, I'm not sad that I've got, look, I tell you honestly, Machine Gun, I'm trying to get some, I'm changing my philosophy a bit. I want to get out of a few things. I think I got enough. I got 4 watches. That's probably enough for me at the moment. 4 watches.
He's got a sweet 4-watch collection, Arch.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
think yeah.
No. I think you're right there. I think that is it's very sweet. 4-watch collection there. Look, my emphasis has changed. I mean, after what happened to me there, I kind of, yeah, I love him, but I don't want that situation. I don't know if I'll ever really, down the track, I might get a really nice exit piece like a Patek, but fuck, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
You think you'll ever get another Calatrava at some point?
No, I don't think so. I think the Reverso will probably do everything I want to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Reverso. Brandon says, what about a 3970? I got to be honest with you, Brandon. I think it's a smidgen too small. It's 36 mil. Great watch. I like the 5970. The 3970, they've also gone up in price. They're no longer bargains. And the repair costs on them, I don't think it would be cheap. Okay, it would not be cheap. I really enjoy Rolex lately. I've just wear my Explorer 2. I mean, what kind of people did you find were Rolex people when you were dealing with them, Chris?
I mean, mainly like you're basically like a lot of people are into Rolex, and it was mainly like you're not really working class because they're not really working class per se, but like a lot of your general contractors, stuff like that, like people that are on hard work jobs, they earn their
Yeah.
money basically,
And they loved
which
a Rolex.
yeah, which the Rolex is meant to be a tool watch,
Did you ever get watches as incentives at Luxury Bazaar? Was there ever contact? Could you ever get a watch as a present?
Well, they gave me a Tudor Black Bay, the blue dial, there for my 1 year when I reached my 1 year anniversary.
Wow.
You still have that?
No, I do not, unfortunately, but I will probably get another one. But it was
What
cool,
happened
though.
to that? You
yeah.
sold it?
Yeah, I ended up selling it.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah.
Tudor Black Bay, that's a great gift to get for 1 year anniversary.
Oh, yeah,
What do you
for
think?
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell
with
yeah.
the navy blue dial
That's
On a
more
strap
like
or a
20
bracelet?
strap.
Nice
That's
piece.
more like an exit gift after you've been with the company for 20 years and you're retiring, and
Yeah.
they give you a watch of that caliber.
Nothing wrong with Tudor. Tudor's a great brand.
No,
Yeah.
my brother gives Omegas out to his company employees that are exiting or retiring, and gives about between 20 and 50 a year.
Wow.
Nice.
I got to tell you, a nice wristwatch. What do you think the key ingredients a man needs in his life? If you can do it, like you're relatively young, Machine Gun,
Mm,
but you'd have a nice apartment,
yeah.
you'd have a nice car,
Yeah.
you'd have a nice watch. What's the key? What are the key things that you think would be nice to have? Tell me what other things. So let's go through it. You'd have a nice apartment. What sort of
Mhm.
car would you like?
I'm not like like I said, I'm not like a flashy guy. So even though I know orange, but orange is like my team colors for the NFL and college football. So I would do like
Yeah.
an orange 50 Mustang, nothing like crazy, or a
Orange what?
GT500.
Orange 50 Must. What's an orange 50 Mustang? Sorry.
The 5-liter Mustang V8, or a GT500.
Ah, the orange. Okay. Orange Mustang. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the new.
I
Okay,
mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
the color is a
Boy,
little flashy, but it goes for my
have
team colors,
have you seen that orange Kia Stinger?
Oh,
No, I
like this.
haven't.
Would you go hard top or cabriolet?
I'd probably do hard top.
Like this one here.
Yeah.
And that's a 5-liter. You do the 5, yeah, because you don't want to get the EcoBoost, do you?
No. I've driven the EcoBoost. It's not a muscle car at all.
You reckon?
No. My one of my ex-girlfriends had one, and she let me drive it, and it's not powerful at all. Like I'm used to the V8. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Okay. So you'd have a Mustang, an orange 5-liter Mustang. What else would you have then? As a watch?
Probably a Rolex. Like I said, I'm simple. Like a Rolex Submariner, no date.
Speaking
Mark.
of
What's up, Mark?
amazing men, look at this.
Gentlemen.
We have the world's greatest dog trainer. The world's greatest. We were just saying to Machine Gun Chris there, he's starting on a new career on Monday. What's his dreams? He would like a nice apartment, an orange 5-liter Mustang, and a Submariner. Anything else that you'd really want to have?
I mean, honestly, I'd be happy with that, and obviously, like a good, supportive girlfriend, basically. Other than that, I'd be happy.
What happened to the Mustang girlfriend?
Oh no, that was like Myrtle Beach, like years ago. That was like years ago. Water under the bridge there.
Do you stay in touch with her?
Actually, yeah, she's one of the few that I do actually. Yeah.
What's happened to her? She married, or what's happened to her now?
No, she's not married.
She still got the Mustang?
She actually has a 5.0 Mustang now, actually. Yeah.
What color?
Black, I believe.
Any chance you could go back to her?
I probably could, but I don't think I would. But what was, you said the topic for tonight was consignment watches?
Yes, sir. What do you think of consignment? Tell me this.
Breitling.
I think it. What are you wearing, Mark?
Oh, Chronomat.
Yeah. No, it's a Super Ocean. If I could,
Bring it up.
I think it's a Super Ocean Valjoux shitter that I really love.
Is that the steel
The
fish?
what?
Steel fish?
It is a Super Ocean. Hold on, man. These eyes are not what they used to be, and this is like 0.4. It is a Super Ocean. Let me give you the. I'll give you the stock number. It's A13340. It's a Super Ocean. It's not a steel fish. I had a steel fish. This is just a Super Ocean.
Oh, 42 mil. That's a nice watch, that.
But it's nice. It's cheap. I mean, you can pick these up around $2,000, box and papers. This one's super accurate. The lume is still bright and good. The Valjoux never, you service these every 20 years, whether they need it or not, So 500 meters. So I like the silly thing.
Yeah.
Everybody complains about the Valjoux being noisy, but
it is.
I've never heard anybody complain about like that they don't work like an old tractor, that just keeps on running and running and running, which is what they think they do.
Marky, what age were you when you got your Rolex date? How old were you?
That was a good question. Let me do some quick math. 50. I was like 30. I would have been about 30.
30. Okay. Nice watch to have.
That AD is still there in the same location. And they're the ones who sold me the OP41 and the root beer.
Got you.
Yes. Forbin says that it's hideous and it looks like a 1980s Breitling. It is Schneider-licious. So,
that's the charm of it. I think that's the charm of it. It is got that chunky. I like the 3 links. The links on the bracelet. The chunky 3 links.
Yeah.
The professional slash bracelet they call it. Yes, it is not the refined Georges Kern era. It is the Schneider-licious in your face.
There's no point selling that because what would you, for the money you'd get for it? It's such a useful.
You like a gram, maybe.
I paid like $2,100 for it. And guess what? It came with its original box and papers. The box is Bakelite. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Yeah, they crack. It's
I know.
That's what Bakelite does.
Yeah. Mine is in pristine condition, so I have it. I have it controlled like it's in a humidor with, you know, like with a cigar. It's in the perfect conditions, you know,
Nice.
but it's a cool
Very
box.
cool.
The watch is cool. They're not expensive. You can beat them up and not worry about it, but they look a little blingy. So I kind of like it.
100% right there.
It's actually my second one. My first one was blue dial with white subdials, and then I just sold that off.
Oh, you had a blue dial one.
This is nicer. This is like the reverse Panda, so I don't know. I like it better. You know. What
Yes.
you can't see here is it's got like not a guilloche pattern, but it has a very fine raised pattern of concentric circles in the dial.
Hmm.
So there's it has structure. It has, I don't know. It's kind of cool. That's all. And do I buy watches out of boredom, Forbin? Always
Of
Forbin with the
course.
Forbin question. Yes, I have bought $25,000 worth of crap out of boredom, but I'm at a new point in my collecting genre, you know, in my journey, and that is I am not buying anything. I am buying nothing unless it's the Steel Sports or the particular Rolexes that I want.
No more Schneiders.
No more Schneiders, no more Omegas, no more Cartier, and not necessarily every Rolex, just the ones that I particularly want, and at retail. So
Are most of the watches you have like impulse buys or boredom buys?
you know, a huge percentage of them, yeah, yes. Yes, that is not unfair. So, you know, I just have to, and you know, and they're all, listen, $500 here, $2,500 there. Pretty soon it all adds up. Just like the senator who said $1 billion here, $1 billion there, it all adds up. You know,
Yeah.
and it
When you're
does.
talking tanks and jets and stuff.
Yeah, but like, you know, I'm not the government. I don't print my own money. So
Yes.
that's
Yes,
sad.
you don't print your own money. That's exactly it there. And when did you buy that watch, Mark? What year did you buy that? Well, actually, I should say, what year did you buy the blue dial one? Because that's your replacement.
Yeah, I
You
got
had one,
that.
then you sold it, then you had to get it back again. That's how you know it's a good watch, is when you constantly need to get it back again.
Well, how many times have you had a bluesy? This is why we don't want you to sell the bluesy, because this is what is it only your second or is it your third? And yes, we're going to
That's my
all the
second blue. Yeah. I had one years ago. That's my third. Yeah, it's probably my third. I got a super chat. Let me just grab this super chat, Marky. Patek Philippe, $5. Archie, I had a heated debate with Higgy Smalls this morning. Your thoughts on the Langmatic Perpetual versus the 5327, which is better and which is the winner? Look, I got to be totally honest with you. Guess what? They are both absolutely, they are both absolutely, positively 5327. That is a Patek to die for. This
I don't
is,
even,
look,
I don't
I
even
think
know.
that's just classic. I'll be honest with you, Patel. The Langmatic Perpetual is also, it's probably, you know what, I'll be honest with you. I think the Langmatic, that's an automatic. Oh, we've just lost Machine Gun Chris. Machine Gun Chris, thank you so much for coming on. We really do appreciate your contribution. Good luck with your job there. You're welcome. Come jump back on. We love to talk watches and life with you. Let me say, actually, he's put what's he said there in the private chat. Having sound issues, let me on. Okay, that's no worries. I got to tell you the truth. The Langmatic Perpetual is probably a pip better than the Patek, but I would buy the Patek because they invented this genre. Simple as that. But Patel, both are killers. So when did you originally get the Breitling? Tell me this. When did you originally?
Let me just go back real quick to Patel Philippe's question. I mean,
13340. You said, right? It's a Super Ocean. So the blue one would have looked like this.
Yeah, that's right.
Is this
on bracelet? But yes.
Yeah, yeah. And then you've got it
And I
blue
got that.
eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I think that's better. I think that's better, Mark. I think that's
I agree.
nicer.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I got the first one probably 8 years ago.
Yes.
9 years. Yeah, let's call it 8 years ago. And then, but it came on a bracelet. It came on Breitling rubber, but Breitling rubber ages, and so it was not in nice condition. But I hate rubber, so I went through a variety of strap options. Was never happy with anything. If you want to buy that bracelet, it costs as much as the watch, almost. So I bought a fake bracelet, and I was super unhappy with that. So I just said, "Fuck it," and I sold the whole lot. And then a couple years later, I really missed it. And for me, this has the right combination of features, bling, just a little bit of prestige. I mean, I know among the hoi polloi with the Lange Pateks and the Pateks, it's not a lot of prestige. But among the normal people, it's got a little bit of super chat.
Super chat. Where have you been? We've got another. We've got Machine Gun Chris has rejoined
sorry
us.
about that, guys. I think
that's okay.
audio issues.
No, that's perfectly okay. And we got Jason M. $15. It's Saturday night, boys. Where is the waitress? Thank you so much, Jason M. What a great avatar he's got there. Okay, sorry there. Now, let's have a look here.
But I mean,
Keep going. So when did you? What year did you get the first one?
I don't know, like 8 years ago.
Okay.
And honestly, I paid less for the second one. They went down in price.
Wow.
And all the good ones, I don't know why. But I mean, listen, I get these watches off of eBay, which is the place to get them. And they always come out of Japan. And the Japanese sellers, they have like tons of reviews and stuff, the Japanese eBay watch sellers. And they take meticulous care of the watches and they timograph them before they sell them. So you know ahead of time, you know what the accuracy level is of the watch.
Yeah, the Japanese are meticulous with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, their cars, watches, everything.
They tend to be excellent sellers. You buy a watch out of Japan, you know it's going to be nice. And there's almost no duty on a watch at that price range, at least into the United States. Patek Philippe, super chat.
Patek Philippe, super chat, $10. Here we go. Archie, why did you never consider a Patek Grand Complication? I don't buy that. It's expensive argument. Since your watch collection, you could have had a perpetual chrono with a bit of consolidate. You know, I got to be totally honest with you. You are totally right. I suppose the love of my life when I had my Pateks was really my world time. That was my dream watch to have. See, everybody has different dreams, okay? And my dreams were to have the world time. To me, that was the most amazing Patek. And in many ways, I got that watch and I loved it. And unfortunately, I no longer have that watch. But it's better, you know, I'm very grateful. I think in life, it makes you realize you don't actually own any of this stuff. And it can be lost or taken from you. So the reason is, Patel, for me, I love the world time. I thought that was just the most amazing complication to have. So it's not that I had anything against the Grand Complication. It's that I didn't want to part with that watch because I thought that was such a cool piece.
Isn't it better to have loved and lost than never
loved? Yeah. ABC, how are you, man? Talk to us.
Hello, Archie. Hello, panel.
Hello,
ABC.
sir.
Hello, ABC.
ABC.
Hey, Mike.
I feel like Patek Philippe could send you back that Louis Vuitton briefcase stuffed with cash, and then you could get that watch. What do you think of that idea?
Yes, sir.
He could just send that Louis Vuitton right back, stuffed with cash, or a Grand Complication. That'd be a nice gift, wouldn't it? To get that Louis Vuitton back, stuffed with goodies.
No, I don't know. You know what? I've kind of moved on, Marky. You know, you just move on. It's
You
like
do. You
vintage
do.
Rolex. Remember, I had so many vintage Rolex. I don't think I'll ever buy them again. I don't think I'll ever buy vintage Rolex because I just, you know, I've done that. Machine Gun Chris rejoins. ABC, talk to us. What's happening with you?
Yeah, just what time? It's just past midnight here actually, and went to a wedding this afternoon and just slept a little bit after that, and it's all fever pitch around the house. It's nice family wedding. It's fever pitch, and everyone's excited. Everyone's come from far and wide, and it's good.
Super chat.
Super chat. Where have you been? We've got another super chat here. Patek Philippe, $5. Mark, not sure if you remember, but Archie did make a video about 10 years ago asking whether he should sell all luxury goods for a $39.70. I think he should have done it. Yeah, I many things I should have done in life. Many
Coulda,
things.
woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I might just bring
Yeah.
that watch up there. So a Patek, I actually $39.70. That was it was a rose gold one that I looked at. It was incredible. This is what it looks like. $39.70. There we go. It was it's an amazing watch. I think they are absolutely beautiful, but
Wow, that is pretty.
unfortunately, Patel, that ship has now sailed. Unfortunately, that ship has now left the arena.
Well, once again, that Louis Vuitton could make its way all the way back to the island and the continent of Australia, stuffed with cash. That could happen.
Those that statement or saying that somebody just mentioned a moment ago, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Those are it's a good
ABC.
saying to try to not live or avoid living your life by. If you live in a coulda, shoulda, woulda world, you're not.
Could have
you're
been
not
a
happy.
contender. I could have been a contender.
Yeah, you're always you know
Coming back.
Regretting.
looking back at
Always regretting.
I could have been a contender. Yeah, exactly. But
Life
if you're
is
looking
not
forward,
in the rearview mirror. Life is in front of you. It is not behind you.
exactly. If you're looking forward,
Mm.
consider yourself lucky to have had what you've been given to date, even if you may have lost it, and you're
You
moving
know what
forward.
we all have in common that most of humanity does not have in common with us?
What's that?
Well, we're alive and most of humanity is dead. And I feel like we should
Very true.
enjoy, right? And we should enjoy this gift because it's finite. You can buy a lot of things, but you can't buy time. Cannot.
Yes.
It seems to
You
go a
cannot buy
lot faster
time.
as you get older too.
Yes, that is true. You blink and 10 years have gone by. You blink. You feel like something happened. Must have been, what, a year or two ago? You look it up. It was like 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Tell me about it.
You know. We have another super chat from Patek Philippe.
Patek Philippe, what a great sponsor for today's show. I got to tell you that he is such a cool guy and we love him. We've got another super chat there. Here we go.
Vamping
one
for time.
here.
Time to find it.
Mark, Archie, if Mark Goldberg and JJ consolidate their collections into an Archie one and done, what would it be for each of them? Well, I got to tell you, see, I think Mr. Dog Trainer himself is actually content with what he's got. I don't think he's a Rolex man. I think realistically, at the end of the day, he might be fancy-wancy with that Lincoln with the platinum interior, but at the end of the day, it's still a Ford. Okay.
You couldn't buy one of Patel's gold wing doors. My whole Lincoln would buy would buy like a transmission, for his car.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think with Mr. Dog Trainer himself, I don't think high horology is his cup of tea.
It does not.
And I'll be honest with you, I think Mark is pretty content. As for JJ, now JJ's a different animal. I'd have to say, see, JJ, I don't think JJ, can I say this? Is he watching? Is he listening?
No, let's pretend he's not.
I get the feeling with JJ, he'll never be happy with his collection. He'll never be happy. Now, the reason I say that is, okay, my collection was nice, but it was never JJ collection. JJ had a 5960. That was the annual calendar, platinum annual calendar chronograph. He then got a 5172. Then he got that fucking amazing F. Pigeon. And he's also had the Vacheron, the blue dial Vacheron 4500. He's had some amazing stuff. I get the feeling with JJ, there's nothing that would be an exit watch for him. He just would never be completely happy. He's just one of these guys who will never. And I see myself in that too. I must admit, for myself, I got to say this to you, Patel. To have happiness, you have to have reached a level where you're content. And I really thought with my collection that I had before, I think I really reached that level of nirvana. I really did reach that level where I really did reach that level of satisfaction in the collection. So I mean, for me, I had a World Time, an annual. I love that two-piece pair. That was my two nice okay, they weren't grand complications. They were two complications. Bit of a story to both of them. That was it for me. I had two Calatravas, an automatic in white gold and a manual wind in yellow. That was perfect. Or I had the three major movements. I had all my bases covered really nicely. See, that's a level of contentment. Now, okay, they've gone now. And you know what? I am upset. I am bitter, but you know, I also have learned to move, and I don't
JJ
see.
himself said he gets bored, so
Yeah,
that's his nature. You kind of get loads of pieces, then you consolidate, then you sell it, break out into other pieces again. Yeah, super chat. Sorry.
Yeah. Super chat. We got a super chat from our good friend here. We got a good friend from Patek Philippe, and he says $5. Archie, would you be content with a Speedy Hasselite sub 41 date and a Patek Philippe 5130G? Shit, that's actually a good question. Speedy Hasselite, yes. I know exactly. That's the 39.5 mil one. That's the one after mine. A little bit bigger than mine. It was actually a lot bigger. It wears a lot bigger. So he's saying, would you be happy? Speedy, yes. 41 date sub, yes. And a 5130, yes. 100%.
Which one would you get tired of first? Because I think I already know the answer.
I don't know if I'd get. I've learned. For me, I like to keep what I've got instead of selling what I like. I actually
really didn't you just sell a Daytona? Aren't you looking at selling the bluesy? Come on,
but that's because I've got mental. That's because I got mental problems. And I want to pay the house off.
Well, mental problems or no, dating addiction or no, you can't say that you're always.
No, I actually loved my Daytona Maserati. I didn't sell it because I didn't like it. I sold it because that was the Patek and the Daytona. I sold them because they were the two most expensive pieces, and I want to reduce
for whatever reason. But now you're thinking about selling the bluesy. I'm just saying the only sub you've ever really.
Well, you know why I'd sell the bluesy? You know why?
Why would you sell the bluesy?
Because that's the next most expensive piece. I want money.
I thought you had mental problems. I thought it was mental problems.
No, my home loan, I owe. Okay, I owe. I owe 25% on my house.
Yes, but don't you understand? Most people say, I owe, it's off to work, I go.
I want to be able to do what I want.
Well, so of course you do. I'm just saying that bluesy's not going to pay off your house. And in fact, you will end up putting the money right back into something else.
Well, I actually think You actually woke me up. It's like being in a drunken stupor. It's like having an intervention. You have woken me up and said, I've realized, you know what?
You had 3 of them. Don't make it 4.
For what?
Bluesies, because if you sell that, you'll miss it.
Well, my bluesie's the 40 mil. I'd probably just keep that. In all honesty,
Actually,
probably would.
the 40 mil bluesy, in my opinion, is the sweet spot. And that is, yeah, it's cool to have the latest iteration, but it's a couple thousand more, and you don't really get much for that extra couple thousand. So I think you're at the sweet spot for the bluesy right now. What is it? It's at least $4,000 to get the newer iteration, and it's not $4,000 different or better.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Personal opinion. I just think the sub 41 date that Patel is talking about would quickly bore you. There's no bling bling there. And that bluesy, Christ, the dial is super dynamic. The bezel glows. It's the bluesy's a pretty special watch because it's less than half the price of the full gold, but it's damn near as nice.
Yeah.
It's a keeper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's different levels, and I think depending on where your headspace is, because I have a meager collection that I'm very content with right now, but I'm in no way done. You know, I fully intend to do well in the future and collect more if I'm able. If I'm not, you know, I'm not going to live in a coulda, shoulda, woulda world. And
actually, let's just call this up. I actually think this would be a good. So he's saying a Patek. What's he saying there? He's saying
5130G.
5130G. That's actually a fucking beautiful. Okay, so that's a white gold. It's got. I actually like the monocle.
Oh yeah.
The monocle. What's that? That's a monocle, isn't it? Monocle hour hand. I love that.
I love the crown guards.
Sub-date. I fucking love the actually, can I ask? No, I think what his theme is here. Can I tell you the theme? White metals. He's very much. Can I ask you something, dog trainer?
Mm.
You know how I've got the bluesy. So the 4 watches I've got now, the 4 watches. Do you? And this is what I think Patek Philippe is getting into, and I wanted to ask your opinion because I do actually value what you say. I know you don't believe me. I know you don't always you think I'm trying to take the mickey out of you.
I got you. I'm looking around to plug in. I'm with you.
Yeah, have a look at this. I'm just bringing this up on the screen. I think what Patel's saying is, say I got rid of the bluesy and got a sub-date. White metal. What do you think of that idea?
I think you
white
wouldn't be
metal.
happy. I think you wouldn't. You're a yellow gold guy. You are the guy who says if it's gold, I'd like people to know it's freaking gold. I'm not going to wear gold as stealth wealth masquerading as steel.
I'm going to be honest. Can I say this to you, Marky? In this 4-piece here, no bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be a perfect 4-piece to have. I've got an Explorer 2 as a GMT. Speedy, this is the 3861, which I actually love with the tapered bracelet. The Reverso, I always love that Reverso. And bluesy. After the burglary, the only watch.
Arch, I've said many people would kill for that collection.
You're in a right, exactly. You're in a really you're in a good place right the hell now.
Yeah, I don't think I would change anything personally.
You just bored. You get bored. We get bored. You're rotating 4 watches. We're bored. Why don't you take your favorite one? Take your least favorite. Which of those watches, Arch, gets the least wrist time?
Which one of them gets the least wrist time? That's a really good question. Probably the Reverso because I haven't been going out to, but I want to keep the Reverso because I do like a nice. I think that is stunning. I think it's see, just because it's not getting the maximum wrist time doesn't mean I don't love it. Does that make sense?
No. That's not where I was going. What I was going to say is, take the watch that gets the least wrist time, put it on your wrist, and take the other 3 and put them in the bank. And the one that's on your wrist stays on your wrist. I mean, it's by your, it's on your nightstand while you're sleeping, and it's on your wrist while you're awake. And the other 3 are in the bank. once per month, the first Monday of every month, you permit yourself to go to the bank and swap it for one other watch. But there is one watch in your home and it's on your wrist 99.9% of the time, except for when you're sleeping or showering if it's not waterproof on metal. And that's how you will come to love each of these. You have one watch per month. The other three are in the bank. Super chat from Patek Philippe.
Patek Philippe. We've got a super chat from my good friend Patek Philippe. And this here is Patek Philippe, $5. Californian. Quick question for the panel. Pick a Patek Philippe for Archie to add to this collection. Archie can give his take after the panel has chimed in. Good question. Please tell me, what Patek would you add?
Well, you guys kick in first. I only like one Patek, so I always answer with this one.
Calatrava.
Safe pick. He likes those.
Which model Calatrava? Because I just saw.
Uh-oh. We lost your...
Archie, are you talking to us?
Yes. What?
Okay,
what?
Archie, are you okay? Say, Archie, are you okay? Are you okay? Archie, are you okay? Say, Archie, are you okay?
You're having audio problems, Arch.
Okay, sorry.
Hey, you're back. I mean, listen, obviously we'd give you your world time back because we know that that's your favorite one. But if it wasn't that one, if it was one that I like, I wasn't picking it for you. I'd pick the 5525 travel watch.
Oh, that pilot kind of one.
Oh, yes. I see what you're saying there. Okay. Okay. Okay.
5525 travel watch. The pilot.
The travel watch.
It's like a pilot GMT second hour hand.
Which one? In white gold or steel? Which one would you go?
Well, in a perfect world, white gold, but on my budget, probably steel. And even then, it's expensive. Even in steel, it's pricey. But there aren't many.
It is. You know what I'd really love. You know what I'd really love to add to this collection. Can I tell you?
Yes, you can.
I reckon the Patek that Patek Philippe's got, the 5212, the weekly calendar would be fucking perfect. It's
a lot
steel.
Of numbers, man. It's a lot of numbers.
Right.
I love that watch.
It's expensive. You mean it's expensive?
No words.
No, I mean it has 1 through 52 on there for no apparent reason.
I don't mind that. It's a weekly calendar. We didn't know we needed it till we needed it.
We don't. Although, who was it who said every man needs a menstrual calendar complication on his watch? Maybe it could be used for that. I don't know about every
super chat. I'm trying to find this super chat. It hasn't come through. Oh, Arch. Okay, trading profits. Arch emailed my new pickup this week. Pull it up. Wow, you know what he got, don't you? I'll show you what he got. I'm just going to bring it up from my phone.
All right.
Oh, it's Tans.
It's Tans. Same model as
weekly calendar watch.
Wow.
Fuck, that is beautiful. You know what? I could fuck. The problem. You know the only problem with that watch is?
You don't have one?
Expensive. They are fucking expensive.
Arch, this is a luxury channel. Expensive has no meaning.
It's gotta hurt, fuckers. It's gotta hurt.
Yeah, I know. I get it. But
it's gotta hurt.
Well,
I gotta take
$100 is a lot for a watch. Some people think that's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, none of the people that I know or roll with understand spending what I spend on any of my watches. They're just like, you spent how much? Like that thing costs that what? They're in iWatch or Timex or Michael Kors from Macy's, land.
They'll
And,
say, "Well, my 30 quid Casio does exactly the same thing as that watch that costs thousands."
that's usually their response. You know, it's like, oh my, my
Well,
like
people who say
$20.
that, I tell them my left hand does the same thing as your wife. So
Yeah. Well,
but one is
it's
a
just
pale imitation of the other.
different strokes for different folks. It's like,
Literally.
So we didn't finish. Machine Gun Chris, what Patek should Archie get? Pick a Patek. Patel said.
No, I
pick
would
a
say
Patek.
the Calatrava is the one I'd pick.
Which
I'd
Calatrava?
guess.
Which reference? Like I already sold one. I had one and I sold it. I sold it.
Like
Okay,
I said, I'm really bad with references, so whichever one you had before.
6119R.
Yeah, you know why? I got to tell you, I got rid of the 5196. It was
That was kind
beautiful.
of
I love.
sacrilege, actually.
Sorry.
That was kind of sacrilege for many people. You getting rid of the 5196.
Yeah, I just wasn't. It was in the safe. I wasn't wearing it. It just. Maybe I'm
I think
stupid.
I think in a perfect world, the 6119R would be.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
beautiful bigger size. I think, yeah, I totally get it. Patek Philippe, $5. Okay, Archie, what Patek Philippe will you add to this collection? Give us 3 options. As also, huge congrats to trading profits. Amazing. Yes. Okay, Archie, what Patek Philippe would you add? Okay, so I tell you 3 watches I would love to add to this collection here. Number 1, surprisingly, okay, this is the 3 watches I'd love to add. Number 1 would be, I don't really want an Aquanaut or a Nautilus. Let me say that to you. Number 1 would be
agreed.
a 5130 World Time G. Number 2, actually, I could also go for a rose gold one. I could go for any of the metals. I love them all. 5130, any 5130, especially the platinum one. Next choice would be a 5212, just like Tanzil. That's a fucker. The weekly calendar is beautiful. And the third one would actually be a 6119R, or actually, it doesn't matter, white gold or rose. I think it's better sizing. Actually, and can I just throw a 4th one in, Tanzil? The 6006G. That's the one I had before. The one Bear hates, the Oris one.
That's not an Oris watch. Come on, that is
He
a
calls it
class.
the Oris one because they also have a the seconds. I think a 6006 would have been a better bonding. Look, I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't bond with the 5-1. Maybe it's, look, at this point in time, I got a few personal things I'm dealing with. I want to pay the home loan off as quick as possible. I'm not really buying.
That was happening.
I'm not really buying stuff. Okay, I'm not. That briefcase I sent Tan. That's a beautiful. I don't know. That was a beautiful case, but you know what? I'm glad I don't have it. Okay, and I don't mean it because it's nothing. It's a beautiful thing, but I really don't need it. I don't need it. Okay, I've moved on. I don't need it. Okay, I don't need it. Simple as that. I don't need it.
What do you need?
Not pay crazy interest rates on the mortgage.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't actually have a big look. In many ways, look. I tell you what I want to do. Okay. I want to pay my home loan off so I can do some charity work.
Charity work.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
What kind of charity work? Tell us more about your charitable impulse.
I'd like to do charity work. I'd like to do.
What's that mean? What's that mean to you?
I'd like to do some volunteer work.
At the dog shelter, or like where you want to do that?
Mainly for homeless people.
Yeah. All right.
That's what I'd like to do. I think that'd be quite. I'm not ready to do it at the moment, but I would like to work in that field. Okay. That's what I'd like to do. So, I kind of, the things have changed a bit, but, I'd also love to have a Lamborghini too, but that's just a side issue. Okay.
I'd like to work with homeless people and Lamborghinis.
Yes.
Would
Homeless
you do the
Lamborghini.
TPG? Would you do the TPG life, Archie?
Would you drive
To be-
to your job at the homeless shelter in a Lamborghini?
To be totally honest with you, I don't particularly like his lifestyle. I like quality things. Like I watched that movie Wolf of Wall Street. I actually disliked the movie because he had no respect for these beautiful things. That's what I could never understand. You've got to have respect for these things. Does that make
That
sense?
house was
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
that
the
you
thing
had.
about TPG was, he'd have a Richard Mille come across his hands, and it was just it was no difference between that and a Submariner, on any given day. It was just a number, a profit number, and it was just in and out. He didn't really. He might appreciate hot horology, but you didn't see it in that. It was just in and out. You didn't see the true appreciation of the love of watches with
But
him.
does that happen when you see high quality watches day in, day out?
I mean, yes
Oh.
and no. I can speak from experience. Like the more that I got to see the watches like that, the more I appreciated. Like even like say like Richard Mille. Like I was one that like I kind of hated on Richard Mille before I started over at Luxury Bazaar, but the more I got to handle him, like the more I got to appreciate him as well.
Just very quickly, we've got another super chat here from Patek Philippe. $5. Battle of the Obscurities. Patek 6000 versus 6006 versus 6007. Panel to vote. Now, I got to tell you, the 6000 series, that's the 37mm version before mine. They also did it in the blue. This was only for a very limited edition. I think that is fucking amazing. So that's the 6000. They had the standard black dial one. That's the black one. I think that's what Patel's talking about. They had the 6006, which is the one I had, which, to be honest with you, I think that was probably one of the nicest Pateks. That's a fucking superb watch. Absolutely superb. And then a 6007, which is this new. This is the one they introduced with the colored straps, the different colors. They did it in he's saying in the white. Actually, they also did it as a limited edition in steel when they built the new building. I think they wanted to pay their mortgage down as well. This was the limited edition. Let's pay the mortgage down one, and it had special inscription on the back, 2019. So which one does the panel like best? Personally, I think the bang per buck is the 6006. That's just me. That's my. Let's go for Dog Trainer. What do you think, Dog Trainer?
I'm voting for the one you have on screen right now, the 07.
Oh, okay. That's a 6007. Okay, then we go to Mikey. What one did you like, Mikey?
I think I'm with you, Arch. The 6006.
Yeah, I think that's a great one. And we've got ABC.
I like the dial work on the 6007, so I'd go with that in blue.
Also, right? And it's steel. You don't have to worry about it as much.
Yes. And then Machine Gun Chris, what about you?
I'd probably agree with the rest of you guys. Probably the 6006.
Okay. Fair point. Okay. Not a problem there. They're beautiful. These are beautiful watches. I think Patek Philippe wants me to secretly have lustings for them. Sabre Mark 42, £2. AC's advice to the homeless. Mate, go to Japan. Thank you. Yeah, I would like to do some volunteer work in the future. What do you think?
I could see you in a soup kitchen, slopping soup into a bowl. The Queen used to do it. Princess Diana used to go to the homeless and
I think
hug
that's what they
people.
call a PR shot. It's called a PR.
Yeah, but I can see you doing that.
Yeah, you don't do it for publicity. You do it for your.
What watch would you, from the current collection, would you wear to work in the soup kitchen?
That's a good question. I think the Explorer 2 would be the best.
Scrubbing pots and pans and serving, gruel and
more.
And
you want more?
Yeah.
And mulligan stew to the patrons.
What is mulligan stew? Can you explain that?
Yeah, it's Irish stew with whatever you happen to have laying around thrown in. Chunks of beef, carrots, potatoes, onions, and the odd French fry or pea.
Understood. Interesting stuff, man.
Hey, Arch, I'll be back in a couple minutes, okay?
No worries. No worries. It's okay, man. No problems at all. I got to tell you something. This is very, very... We got a super chat from Trading Profits. £5! Arch, why not buy a 5196? Oh, wait, you had it and sold it. Correct. Or maybe a 6006. Oh, you also had that and sold it. Fight the past. Get something new.
We are slaves to the watches that we sold and wish we hadn't. And then we try and recreate the past by buying them. It's called the rebuy. We rebuy to try and heal. We try to heal ourselves.
Seller's remorse.
Exactly.
In my case, I got to be totally honest with you there. It's really look, you've got to realize this, okay? You have to realize something, okay?
Okay, tell us.
You've got to realize that sometimes the acquisition of expensive watches does not make you fulfilled or be, you've got to realize it. You've got to enjoy. What do you want? What do you want? I'll be honest with you. I think in your case, you've said it. The bluesy is me. Maybe I'm not. Maybe for me, the Patek is too sophisticated. I think I'll come back to a Patek, but I want to just leave it. I don't have to have any. You don't have to set any time dates. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with a Patek. I'm just saying, if you sell that bluesy, you will be getting it back, and that'll make 4 of them.
Yeah, I think I agree with Mark. I think you'll regret getting rid of the bluesy, Archie.
Whereas you always end up regretting buying the Tudor Black Bay Burgundy.
Oh God, everybody flips it. The only reason I'm not selling mine ever again is because every time I sell it, I rebuy it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, because I have the original ETA one.
Yeah. The smiley face is cool.
Yeah, and it's cool. So that's the one I have.
I've actually got the blue one. I've got the blue version, and my son likes to wear it. I want to give that to him when he graduates from university.
Well, there you go.
Wow, what a great present.
Yeah, it's a good watch. It's not too chunky. It's actually quite a big lad. It's actually got an 8-inch wrist. That's a man's wrist, man.
Monsters.
Here we go. We got a super chat. Super chat. Patek Philippe, $5. $5. Archie, when you first put the 5107 on the wrist, did you feel like an invincible bogan that could spend 800 baht to fight?
Gotta
love that
much love. Gotta run.
Oh, thank you. I got to tell you, the 5107 was a fantastic. I loved it when I got it. The beautiful watch. Yeah, it was really cool. I loved it when I got it. You know, the funny thing is, ABC.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, looking back on it, I'm glad I had it at that time in my life. Like, I don't think I would have loved it as much if I got it now. Does that make sense? When I got it,
The 5107.
Yeah, I really loved it. It made me go into the brand in a super detail. I just adored it, you know?
Pull it up. Show everyone what the 5107 looks like and which one you
Yeah,
actually got.
yeah. It was 5107G, and it was just a really cool watch. I thought it was amazing. I liked it too. It had the real flat bezel. The bezel was flat, and it's just a cool watch. I think in hindsight, because I've moved away from it, they also did it in platinum as the black dial was in. It says it's a G, but I thought the black dial was only for the platinum one. You could also get it on a bracelet. They did it on a bracelet as well. Oh, I think it's a beautiful watch. I loved it. I loved it. Look at that. That's a classic photo of it there. I loved it. I think it's a smidgen. You know, the one that I really do miss out of all the Pateks that I did have was actually the 5296G. I thought that
That was
30,
good. That was a decent modern size
38
dress watch.
mil. I thought, and that was automatic. That was literally perfect. I think that if I could go back, that's the one I would actually like back.
Yeah, I thought when you had the 5127 as well as that, it seemed to be overkill. Why
Yeah.
have one when you got the other? Because
No,
I know you said it's got crown guards, and that's what made you appreciate.
No. That's exactly it. It was. Look, it's interesting. You know what I mean?
It is. But I'd say it's a bit. I think the next Calatrava you should get should be the 6119
Yes.
pink gold. I think that's your next play.
Oh, the 6119 pink gold.
Yeah.
They're expensive. They're expensive. That's the only problem. You
It
know,
is. It is.
it's a beautiful watch. It is a beautiful watch.
Okay, so how much? And I think this can actually scratch the itch. The equivalent VC.
Well, I got a friend of mine.
patrimony.
I could buy one tomorrow. He's got one, right? He's actually got two. He's got a white gold one and a rose gold one. Okay.
And do they both have the hobnail bezel?
Yeah, exactly. 6119. Exactly the same watch, right? But you're talking high
the pink
30s. You're
gold
talking
has.
high 30s. You're talking high 30s. He'd give it
Yeah,
to me
so
at cost.
I reckon the
That's
VC
Aussie. Aussie. We're talking
patrimony.
Aussie. That's Aussie.
Yeah, I think the VC patrimony traditionnel can actually scratch that itch, and that's got
Well,
a Guilloche dial.
he offered me that VC, you know, the retrograde date.
Oh, how much?
Actually not much more than the Daytona I just sold.
Oh, see, is that okay? But yeah, I think the
That'd be the
VC.
same. But the thing is, you know, the problem is
Go on.
I want to keep the money up my sleeve at the moment. You know, it's just I mean, tell me this. Look, me and you are very similar people, ABC.
Okay,
We're not
go
rich,
on.
but we're not poor. We're not rich, but we're not poor, right?
Okay, yeah, all right. I see what you mean.
And it's so much money. You know what I'm like? It actually that is so much money. And to me, watches are very much a luxurious thing.
Yeah, they are.
We don't have to have them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have any of this stuff. Correct? You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, of course. But for me, it's about the appreciation of the engineering that goes behind making a precise watch or a watch that has cool complications or multiple complications.
Yes.
That is what it's about for me. not necessarily aesthetics. That's why for me, modern Rolex doesn't actually do it for me, because those watches have been doing the same thing since the 50s and 60s, and those other watches are kind of quirkier. A similar mindset to Doc.
I see what you're saying. Look, the only thing I would say to you is you do have to be very mindful of the fact that in our lives, right? I mean, isn't it funny how the worm has turned? You remember, I had a massive, well, compared to you, I had a big collection before the burglary, right?
Yeah, you did.
You'd probably think, fuck, Archie's got some amazing stuff there. Isn't it funny how now you've got 2 Rolex, haven't you? 2 Rolex?
Yeah, look, my collection probably amounts to about 30,000 quid, which is still not
That's
as
a lot
much
of money.
as yours.
No.
That's not as much as yours.
No.
It's not as much as yours.
£30,000. Okay, that's 58,000 Aussie. You know how much my collection is?
I think it'd be a little bit
Less
more.
than, are you including, if I include can I include my wife's Rolex, or I don't include that?
No, look, I'm talking about the Blue Z. Talking about
Yeah.
the Explorer 2
Yeah.
and the Reverso and the okay, Speedy was gifted to you, but it still has
It's got a,
value.
yeah, no, but do you understand? It's actually less than yours. Can I say that to you? Let me do the sums, okay?
Really?
I'll tell you. Well, let's do the sums now in Aussie dollars, right? So I paid for the Bluesy, right? That was 20,400. Okay, so to put that into perspective, I paid £10,500 for it.
And the Explorer 2?
Explorer 2, the papers were stolen. It's now, I've actually got a box. A dealer friend of mine, Shawnee in Melbourne, gave me a box. So it's got a box, but it doesn't have the papers for it now, right?
Can you get the card or the papers from Rolex, Archie?
If I service it, I can.
Yeah, you can get service papers.
At the moment, I'd say it's worth 12,000 Aussie. Okay? 12,000 Aussie. To put that into pounds, that would be 6,000, just 6.2 British pound. Yeah. Okay?
Yep.
Plus the Reverso. The Reverso, I paid $6,000 for it. Okay? It's probably worth 7. I reckon it's worth a bit more. People try and get 9 Aussie, 10,000 for it, but they always sell cheap. So I'd say 7. Plus the Omega. What's the Omega worth? What do you think?
That's 6,000 quid at the moment. No, well, if you're going to sell it, it'd be 5,000 quid.
5,000. I would say, actually, I reckon you're actually being
It's
a bit
about the
too
same.
generous. I would say it's probably about 7.5 maximum Aussie. Okay, 7.5. 7.5 is
No,
38.
it's easily it's 4,500 quid all day long.
Not here. It's not. Not here. It's not.
Here it is.
Okay, so that's about 47,000 Aussie. 47,000 Aussie. Right? That's £24,000. You got more than me. There you go.
One watch off. Yeah.
No, I'm just telling you seriously. I'm not. It's not a bragging competition. I'm just telling you. I'm happy with what I got. I'm not upset. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying to you, and that's a lot of money to me. I think that's a lot of money. I think I got too much money in watches. Can I be honest with you?
I think that feeling will last about 15 minutes.
I'm serious. I think that's a lot of money. $50,000. I don't know what planet you're on. That's a fuckload of money.
It is. It is a lot of money.
We'll put that into perspective for our viewers here, right? 50,000. Okay, Aussie. That's Aussie dollars.
What's it turn out to be US dollars?
Okay, I'll tell you. I was just about to work that out for you. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what that is. 50,000 AUD to US. 32,500 US. That's a lot of money, Chris.
Yeah, I mean it definitely is, but at the
That's a
same
lot of
time, you
money.
have almost the perfect collection for you, though. You know.
Yeah. No. I'm very fortunate to have that. That's a lot of money. I don't think that's. I think that's a lot of money. I don't know what do you guys reckon? I think it's a fuckload of money.
I mean, there's people that spend that much money on like one watch. You know.
Oh, there's people who spend way more than that on one watch, but for me, I still think that is a lot of money. It's
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Sorry,
certain
I'm
events,
outside smoking a cigar, so if you hear
yeah,
outside
no,
noises, that's
that's
why.
okay. Enjoy yourself, man. I'm happy.
you know, with all of us at various times in our lives, certain events in our lives add perspective to what we own, what we want, what we plan. It could be the death of a loved one. It could be, in your case, a burglary and things like that. They put things into perspective. So previously, it would have been, oh, it's got to hurt anything less than 5,000 US, and it's a shitter. Blah blah blah. I think that's reset your perspective, and similar with people who maybe lost a loved one. They're not, they don't see material goods as important. That often happens. So we live and we learn, and we over time grow in certain ways, grow in different ways. Our soul grows, even though our
Yeah.
yes, hopefully our mind grows as well. Oh, so we've got a couple of super chats actually.
Hey, that's fantastic news there. We got some great super chats. We got some great super chats. They're coming in fast and furious. Nate, hello, humanity. $3. Arch, put all your watches away for 6 months. Wear the bluesy.
Maybe. Are there any dangerous places in Australia where you can't wear nice watches?
No.
That's
Oh,
good.
yeah, there is. That's an interesting comment. And we got Patek Philippe, $5. Pick a one and done Grand Seiko that is your guilty pleasure, and no matter how much I tell you it's Viking shit, you'll love it. And I actually like that GMT high beat. You know, the GMT high beat Grand Seiko with the aqua hand.
Is that the one with the off-white dial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like
hold
the
on.
peacock.
Now there's two. There's a green peacock and a blue peacock. Just to confuse things.
I kind of like the diver that Mark has.
Yeah, so he's got the SPG A. No, hold on. It's basically 229, and the titanium one is 231. I think it's SPGA. SPGA
It's a hefty
229.
piece,
Sorry,
though.
I'll call it up. Sorry. So that's the Grand Seiko
Sierra
SBG.
Bravo Golf Echo. No, sorry, Alpha
Yeah.
229. That's the one Mark's got in steel.
Oh, okay. That's a spring drive diver watch.
It is. Now the
What do you
titanium one
think?
is obviously lighter.
I don't like titanium. Do you like I prefer
Yeah, I
steel.
do. I do like titanium actually.
Oh, you like titanium.
Yeah, I like titanium because it's light and it's cool.
It's like a mini Pelagos almost.
Well, this is 44 mil.
Yeah, well, not many, but you know what I'm saying. Like price wise, they're probably similar, right?
I think this actually might be a bit more than that now. But this one, yeah, it's got spring drive movement, so it's mesmerizing to look at, insanely accurate. I'm a fan of spring drive because it's something different about a watch movement. No other brand does it,
Well, it's the
and I've got
I love the
huge
second
respect.
hand. How the second hand sweeps. You know, the
I
second
love
hand
it.
sweep.
Yeah, it's
It's
cool.
a guilty pleasure. That, don't you think?
Of course, yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Japanese innovation, be it Casio, be it Toyota, be it Seiko. I'm a huge fan of their work ethic. I'm a huge fan of just how they think about designs and products. I'm a
Yeah,
huge
that's a
fan
fair
of them.
point.
And
Yeah,
it's a great like daily beater too, you know.
it's a
Quote unquote
fantastic
beater.
daily. It's a fantastic daily beater. I think they've got huge potential. The only thing is, do you think if you were picking a beautiful Grand Seiko to have, I think that is overshadowed by the success of the Submariner. I think Submariner really owns that genre. Does that make sense?
True.
Yeah,
You know my pick is a sub.
but then that's a Seamaster price. So for that price, would you go for that or Seamaster wave dial? I
Oh,
can't believe
fuck.
I cannot believe Mark picked his one up for 2,900 US. That is a
That's
bargain.
a great
Yeah,
price.
That is just
yeah.
insane.
It is insane. It's a lovely watch. And I like the retro, the Seamaster 50. I like those reissues.
Mike likes the Seamaster 57
Yeah,
Almond.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's I think it's quite interesting how they do this stuff. But Grand Seiko itself, I think they're more I like the one that my son's got. I really love that. It's got that 1960s Japan. You know, it's kind of got that vibe to it. The Grand
Well,
Seiko, that diver, I don't like the hands, the chubby hands. I'm not a big fan of the
yeah,
chubby hands. Do you like?
cathedral
Yeah,
hands. Now, I'd
yeah.
say pull this one up, Arch. It's the SBGE
SBGE.
285. So now this is their new Evo movement.
Oh fuck! I
But look,
love. Look
it's
at that.
nice, but it's Explorer 2 money, so their pricing is
I
insane.
like the snowflake dial. Look at the snowflake dial.
It is so. It is beautiful. I love this
I mean,
watch.
at the end of
But
the day, I think I would prefer. I think I would prefer a Explorer 2 if you're going to pay the same money.
exactly. So their
Don't you think?
pricing is head in the clouds. That's their problem at the moment. They used to be a bit more sensible with
Yeah.
their prices, but they're kind of mad now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what, Grand Seiko, I was actually kind of like meh about. Like, I actually used to love it. And I saw it in person was the Snowflake. I was like, it's like their iconic watch, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like kind of like meh to me. You know what I mean?
That's a
Yeah,
fair
see one
point
in
there.
person, I'd say. And you probably have seen one in person, actually, Chris.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a bit Marmite. It's quite divisive. People either love it or hate it. And I can see why. There's some really stupid things like no micro adjustments on a lot of their bracelets. Now, you'd think, okay, Japanese designs, versatility, but surely you'd factor in something like micro adjustments into that. And a lot of Grand Seikos don't have it.
Yeah, this is
Hmm.
true. But I think they're going for more of the actual kind of watch crowd. They're like people like me. They're like I like kind of like the stealth look kind of pieces. Like I'm not like flashy or anything like that. Like I think that's kind of the crowd they're going for with that.
I actually love this watch. I think it's fucking beautiful.
And a lot of Grand Seikos have holes. I think they all have holes cases actually, which is cool.
Yes, it is very cool.
See, but you know, this watch would have to be probably around about the 4,000 US to make you think, yeah, I'll buy this. When it's being pitched at, I think in British money, it's 69.50 brand new. I can buy an Explorer 2 for that. Why would I buy this?
That's
Yeah,
a fair point. Yes.
so they're
Why would
pricing really
I gotta tell you,
right.
do they do this in any other color dial?
Yeah, they've got a
It's,
black one. I think that's
yeah, that's what
two.
I thought. I thought they did it in a black.
I think it's
Oh, here they go. They're
283.
comparing the two. Is this it here? The black one.
I think it's, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's it.
You prefer it? I
Yeah,
they don't have that
283.
snowflake. You don't get that snowflake dial, but do you?
No, you get a really ultra matted black dial, which is cool in its own way.
Yeah, no, you'd want that white dial. Fuck, I think it's beautiful.
It is, yeah. It's a lovely watch.
Tell me this. Do you think you could go like just have some grands, 4 grands? Okay, so my collection is 4 watches, okay?
Yep.
Could you go 4 Grand Seikos or 4 Breitlings or 4 Omegas and say, that's it, that's my brand, that's my watches?
4 Omegas all day long because you got the Speedy, you got the Seamaster, you can have an Aquaterra, you can have the Globe Master,
The Railmaster.
Yeah, there's a lot of choice there. Now for 20,000 quid, Breitling, yeah, I think you could, but you'd have to really like the brand, and you'd probably want a Navitimer in there to really
Of course,
make
you want a Navitimer and a Super Ocean Heritage.
Yeah.
to make it
Maybe.
punch above its weight. You need a Navitimer to make it hit hard.
Yeah, I'm a Breitling fanboy personally, but I feel like maybe like an Endurance Pro is like a beater, and because I used to own one, I had the orange dial, and then a Navitimer, like you said, that I do want to own a Navitimer at some point. I do like the blue dial Navitimer.
I like that retro stuff they've done. I think that's amazing. I actually, they've got that Breitling Navitimer, which is the Type 20 style. That's
the dock
Mhm.
one.
That's nicer than the
dock
Breguet.
one.
That's nicer than the Breguet Type 20. Yeah, the dock one, dock
There's the
BBW
dock
one.
one, and then there's the Clyde one. One I think
Which
is
I do like the one that
801.
Clyde has. He has the 1959.
Yeah, I think is that 801, and the other one is 765.
That was a great remake, but the only thing is they're pricey unless you give them an 80 like you did.
And they won't discount that. You can't get much. The fucking thing is, I was in a down in these boutiques. They think their shit doesn't stink. Their brand is toxic. You try and sell that secondhand, you'll fucking be handed your asshole in a paper bag. They won't discount.
Sadly, a lot of brands don't do that anymore at all. Like I remember, I got a Omega Seamaster. It was, of course, the discontinued now, the non-wave dial, the 300.
Oh, I love that watch.
And
that
I had the
is
blue
so
one. I
cool.
kind of wish I didn't sell that, but I got that one at a really good discount.
It's like a gloss dial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like the James Bond, like the Pierce Brosnan James Bond watch, almost. But obviously, automatic. It had their coaxial movement.
And I think it was 41 mil, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
The
the
only
black
thing,
one.
the only thing, of course, I didn't really like about it was the helium escape valve.
No, but see, that helium escape valve is not as big as the current Seamaster, but what annoyed me was that the bezel was so fucking hard to turn.
Yeah.
Whereas the Super Ocean Heritage, that bezel can turn whether I'm wearing gloves, whether my hands are slippery, whether my hands are wet, and it's crisp and there's no backplate. That is what I love about the Super Ocean Heritage.
Yeah.
And
Good
Breitling's
point.
AR coating on the crystals is one of the best in the business.
Yeah, I had the 44 mil version of the same one that Archie had. If you remember the one you had, Archie, I think you had the black dial, right?
Yeah,
I had the 44 mil blue dial.
that's a great watch.
Yeah,
That
that is.
I gotta tell you, I think Breitling has a. Let me ask you this: if you're having a 4-piece, 3-piece, or 4-piece collection, are you better off to stay with one brand?
No.
No, I don't think so necessarily.
Because I think it's really cool to have you have the brand because you have the DNA that goes between the brands. Like you have that common thread. You know what I mean?
But I think what makes this hobby so rich is the different brands and what
Like
each brand brings to the
I would
table.
love to have 4 JLCs. What do you think of that as an idea?
I think it could be done with any brand, to be honest. But you've
Yeah.
really got to love it to actually do that. I mean, yeah, you could go for one of these, one of these, that one, Doctor Strangelove. What's that watch? Is that the Master Control? Yeah, Master
Here we
Control.
go. Got
That
a super
range
chat
has.
from Bursa's $2 super chat, and he is mentioning for us. This is a Grand Seiko reference. He's mentioning for us the Grand Seiko. Grand Seiko. Just give me that number. SL.
GA
Yep.
James Bond 007.
Yep. Okay, let's have a look at this baby. Fuck! Yes! I love it. Yes.
What movie was
Yes.
that?
Spring drive. It doesn't have the power reserve thing, but it's a spring drive. Fuck yes.
All right, but look,
That
their
is.
pricing. What's wrong with their pricing? Why are they doing this? Why
I
are they
love
doing this?
the blue. Don't you love the blue?
It's beautiful, but their pricing
I
is
don't understand. How is this one so much
it
more
ma-
expensive than the one my son's got? Can I ask you that?
exactly because
Okay,
it's
it's
a
not a
newer.
bracelet. Well, the bracelet's $1,000, isn't it? The bracelet's not the money.
No, it's newer Grand Seikos. Their pricing is just they're not thinking straight. They're really not.
And that's the problem here, isn't it? This is the fucking one and
But
done date just killer. Is it a date just not at that money, but what do you think? You'd be
I mean,
handed
look,
your arsehole in a paper bag with that, wouldn't you?
you don't
Oh
buy
yeah.
Grand Seiko for resale.
Yeah.
You
If you
don't.
buy Grand Seiko, buy it to keep it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
you
one
buy
brand
it
that takes
because
a
you
hit.
like the brand. But Booster, that is a nice watch. It's not a date just killer because the price simple. Now, if that was say, I don't know, it'd have to be half that to make it a value proposition.
I don't know why the fuck they price these things. Like I've always thought Grand Seiko was good value,
Yes,
but
exactly. But they've just
how the fuck
gone mad.
how the fuck can they justify that? That's what I don't get. And how
Agree.
is this one so much more valuable? So my son's one, it retails. So that it says here, this watch retails for about 13,500 Australian, and my son's one is about just over half that, 8,100. Well, why the fuck? It's not double the watch. Do you understand?
Agreed. 100%.
It's not double the fucking watch. That's what I
Absolutely.
don't understand. You know what I mean? I don't understand the logic to this.
Yeah, we need
We've
to
got
speak to their pricing people. Someone needs to speak to their pricing
on
people.
Grand Seiko.
This,
SBGM 221.
this is the watch you were talking about. My God, I'm so sad. I actually know what these references are.
Okay, just hang on. Give that to me. Grand Seiko
Sierra Bravo
SB
got
G
M for mother 221.
SBGM. Oh yeah, I think I know this one. Fuck.
You do know it, and it's a nice watch. Now those,
that's beautiful. That's the GMT one. That's fucking gorgeous. I love these. These are cheap. Why are they so cheap?
because they're older. Yeah, it's the newer Grand Seikos that are just inflated in terms of price.
I'd fucking buy one of these. I think that's good bang per buck.
Yep, I love this watch. But this is not high beat, yeah? It's not high beat. It's their standard GMT movement.
So what? What's wrong with that?
Hmm.
I actually love this. That's the GMT that I actually want this watch, regardless of price. I actually wanted. This was one of the ones I fucking wanted. You know what I'm saying or not?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I saw one of these for about, I think, 1,800 quid, full set. That's decent
Jeez.
buying.
It is good buying. Do you have a Grand Seiko at the moment, ABC?
Yeah, mine is SBGE.
Sorry, let me just call that up for you there. SBGE
225.
Oh fuck, that's beautiful. It's a GMT one.
It's a GMT, yeah. And
What
you
did
know
you pay
what?
for that?
This watch.
What did you
how
pay?
much did I pay
Yeah.
for it? Because I had to get it from Japan, I had to pay 20% VAT, but I paid 2,600.
Okay.
But you know
Bad for
what?
that watch.
But this watch, right, is something like 14.3 mils thick. But the way they've split up the side profile, you can't really tell when you look at it down the barrel. They've done it so well. They've hidden the thickness so well. It's really, really cool.
Wow, that's amazing stuff.
Yeah, and I love the spring drive. This is a more legible one. I don't like the ones with the rehaut because from certain angles the digits on the rehaut aren't as visible. This one's visible from all angles when it's actually on the dial.
I see.
Yeah, and just like the one you've given to your son, the power reserve has the red when it's running low.
Yep, that's quite nice. That. So, how much did you pay for yours?
2,600. It didn't have papers though, but you don't buy Grand Seiko
Yeah.
You don't buy Grand Seiko for resale anyway. I don't think having papers would add too much value.
2,600, 5,000 Aussie. Okay, yeah, that's good buying. Yeah,
But
okay.
I had to pay about £400 VAT on that.
Oh, so 3,000 all up. Is that correct?
No. It was 2,200 without VAT.
Oh, okay. We got to include the VAT because there's no getting around the VAT, man.
Because it was from Japan, and Japan has
they don't
a monopoly on those pieces. Do you know what I want to buy? I'm going mad. I want to buy one of those Tudor Tiger chronographs.
Tudor. Let me call it up.
The Prince.
But no,
the Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods.
It's
Tiger Woods.
79260.
Yeah, what color would you get?
I'd
The
go
yellow?
for no, I'd go for a white one with printed Arabics, and
Oh,
I think it's
okay.
got black subdials. Yeah, this one, this one.
They're
Yeah,
very chunky monkeys, but you know that?
are they? They don't look it.
Yeah, they're pretty thick.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember having one years ago, about 20 years ago, and they didn't seem that thick. But look
Yeah.
at that. The main hands are actually slightly blackened as well, so you get the contrast.
Oh, I see. Got you.
And you got the white hands on the subdials. That is legible. But they got really nice colors. They've got yellows, they've got greens, blues, purples. They've got all sorts. It was fun. That was a fun range.
Mm.
People aren't even chatting, let alone super chat. Okay, Patel Philippe he's more than pitched in enough for today's stream, but technology. Come on, guys, super chat. Don't be shy.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. They don't
But,
have to. If
but
they don't want
see
to, we'll
now,
just end it
it
early.
was
We'll just end
after
it
this.
early.
No, now after this, like you said, Tudor went batshit crazy and started bringing out
Oh, fuck.
Hydronaut,
Oh
Iconaut.
my god. You know what I think that whole period was, right? You know how they had the 1950s and 1960s, right? Imagine if you hadn't have had rock and roll and the hippie movement. If we continued on that prosperous but very conservative path, right? That's what the Hydronaut reminds me of. You know what I mean? It's like living in an Amish community. You know,
Now the
know,
Hydronaut,
if the
I
Beatles
don't.
hadn't had a hit, the Beatles hadn't become famous. That's the sort of shit. That ultra conservative. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Okay.
You had a Hydronaut, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, the funny
Recently,
thing is, a couple years ago, the funny
it's
thing is
not a terrible watch.
the quality actually was fucking amazing. You know, the quality when
Yeah,
you actually
but when
stylistically it
you,
sucked, but quality
yeah,
of it, it was built like a
yeah,
Rolex.
yeah, but when you went from Tudor Submariner, which was a bloody
Mm.
good watch, to that, you thought, hold on a minute, why have you done this? And then the Iconaut was fugly as fugly can be.
No, here we got a super chat from Pine Baron. This is the super chat of super
Pine
chat today.
Baron.
Arch, Pine Baron, $50. Arch, my dad wore a Seiko for decades. He was a factory worker all his life. In 2014, I bought him a Rolex GMT Master 2 116710. Oh, wow. That's a ceramic. Ceramic? He
Yep,
never
black,
wore
black,
it.
black for me.
Always the Seiko. He recently died, and I have the watch now. Why do you imagine he preferred the Seiko? Let me say this to you, Pine Baron. He was probably incredibly proud of that Rolex. I dare say he probably mentioned it to all his friends. Look at what my son got me. Look at this
Mm,
beautiful Rolex. And let me tell you a story, Pine Baron. My grandparents were fucking poor. They came through World War II. They were prisoners of war. One was a Russian soldier who was captured. My grandma, she was a slave laborer taken by the Germans. And I remember she had this iron with a frayed cables, you know, and it was from the iron was made in Australia. That's like things that were made in England. So you'd say pre 1980s, because after the 80s, they started making them all in China and overseas, right? And she had one
yeah.
that had a frayed cable, and then she had a mint one in the box. She never used the good one. because there was still some life left in the old one. And that's the thinking. You know what I'm saying? So, Pine Barren, don't take it like an insult or you're upset. He probably really loved that watch. He was probably very, very proud of it. He
Yeah.
probably thought it was too good to use. He just would take it out. And the thing is, it's irrelevant if he wore it or he didn't. It made him happy. That's all that
Yeah.
matters in life. If that watch made him happy, who really cares?
First of all,
That
Pine
is,
Barren, sorry for your loss, of course.
yes.
Losing your father is, I mean, I lost my father about 15, 16 years ago, and I think that was the day that changed me forever. But also, I'd say that Seiko is like an old friend to him. That is why he wore that so much. It's an old friend.
And I would say he was probably very proud of the Rolex. He didn't want to damage it or dirty it. I completely get it. I completely get it. And
No, sit down.
I would be very proud of buying that watch, the Rolex, for him. Don't ever sell it, Pine Barren. Keep that. Keep that. He was very proud that you got him that. And you're a good son. That's what I would say to you, Pine Barren. You are a very, 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 very good son. And I am sure he loved that watch, but it's like he wanted to preserve it and keep it. It was special. Does that make sense, ABC?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And like I said, old watches are like old friends.
What a lovely story, don't you think, or not?
Beautiful, yeah.
What a lovely story there.
Mike, you're
And,
back.
I am.
How's it going?
It's going well. I'm thinking about taking advantage of the weather right now because tomorrow is forecasted an insane heat wave, and even too hot to actually ride in. When the wind chill factor goes in the other direction, and the faster you go, the hotter it gets.
yes.
It's just too hot to be out. And so I was actually jumping back on to say that I'm going to jump back off and go for a motorcycle ride and enjoy my afternoon.
Mike, are you near San Jose?
No, a couple hours.
Oh, wow, a couple of hours.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge. That's on the southern side of the Golden Gate. I'm in Northern California, an hour north of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Okay. Yeah, it's had some friends of family that live in San Jose.
San Jose's a nice place.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Poway's made a point, Arch. There's no link pinned.
Oh, sorry, we didn't.
But then again, no one's really asked for the link since me. But never mind. But
It's okay.
always good to have the link pinned. If we're gonna have a cameo whirlwind performance from Poway, yeah, let's do it.
Hey, we got a super chat here from Pine Barren. Pine Barren, $5. Arch, fellas in the chat are reporting you didn't have the link, pin the link for others to jump on. Yes, sorry about that. We will make amends.
We shall
apologize.
remedy the situation.
I'm going to actually run a poll. Can we run a poll as well?
Let's do it.
Could you, which one brand could you do a collection with? Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to put some categories here. We've got Breitling. We have got Omega. We've also got Grand Seiko
No one's gonna vote for Grand Seiko.
and JLC. Let's
Would you put
run it out
Tudor?
there.
Would you put Tudor in there as
Tuna!
well?
Tuna!
No one's gonna vote for Grand Seiko.
Tuna!
Maybe I might, but I think that'll be single digits percentage.
Pine Baron, I just want to say to you something. I want to say this to you. I think you are an incredible man. You gave your father a Rolex GMT too. What a fucking nice. That's a lot of money. That's a very nice gift to give. I hope I can do the same one day. Okay?
Yep,
I hope I can
absolutely.
do the same. Chingao! Look at the snake there. Look at that. There he is.
Whoa.
And we got a super chat, $20
Looking
from
good, Mike.
Golden
Looking
Barber. $20 Golden Barber. Arch, keep this level of engagement. This version is much better than the one staring off into the void of something that isn't the show. Keep it up, big boy. Thank you.
Arch,
I got it.
I saw Aussie Rules football today for the first
The
time
Matildas?
in years.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Aussie Rules. It was
Yes.
Melbourne versus Carlton.
Yes, sir. I know nothing about sports. I'm into fatness, not fitness.
Archie, are you going to run till 6:30 tonight or just 6?
I got
Or
no idea.
my time?
Mikey, I got to be honest with you. I got no idea. It's look,
Well,
I
6:30 would be an hour from now. 6 o'clock would be a half an hour from now. I'm just wondering because if you're going to run the full length, I'll be back before your show's done, and I'll be back on.
yeah, that's okay, Mike. If you got to go, you got to go, Mikey. You do what you need to do. A man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Yeah,
And you're a good guy, Mikey. You
Thank
look
you.
after your family, and I'm proud that you do that, Mikey.
Well, that's
You're
where
a
I'm
good
headed
man.
out to is my family property to go check on some
Look,
stuff.
I don't know, Mikey. I'll see how the vibe is. It'll be at least another half hour, but I don't
Yeah,
know. Just
I'll
the vibe,
stick
the
around.
vibe.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
because I don't want to wear out ABC. He's
Stick
gotta be
around. No, it's
careful.
weekend. Don't worry. I'll stick
Yeah,
around.
I just don't
Hey,
want to
there's a
wear
good
you
chance
out.
I may
That's
be
all.
back before the end. Regardless, and if I can jump on back on, I will. Otherwise, I will definitely see you tomorrow. As
Hey, no
always,
worries,
I'm
man.
on every day. I
We
love you guys.
man.
Take care,
Thank you for
Mike.
having me on, Archie. It's always an honor.
Enjoy, Mike.
Thanks, man. Vroom, 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 vroom.
I got to tell you, that's a very nice thing that Pine Baron did there, because you know, you give your dad, that's a fucking expensive watch. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I don't know his circumstances. So he says his dad was always a working class man. So he didn't come from money. And I got to say, Pine Baron, that's a beautiful story, man. I'm proud of you, man. I think that's a fucking, what's the point of money if you can't buy some people who are precious, buy some beautiful things for people who are precious to you.
Is Pine Barren the one with a vintage Ferrari?
I believe so. So.
Okay, yeah. Very cool guy.
So. Very cool.
Pure
All the
class.
pines, Humble Pine, Pine Baron, and there's another pine there, a couple pines. They're all pretty cool people. Okay, they're very cool. And
yes. Yes.
I got to tell you, what intrigues me. Many years ago, I was a Rolex person. I had Explorer 2, sub-date steel, day-date, and I also had a date-just two-tone, right? Those 4 pieces, right?
Okay.
And I loved having one brand, just Rolex. This was when it wasn't cool to be a Rolex collector. People looked down on me. People said, "Oh, why don't you get rid of a few? Rolex isn't that great." Da 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 da. and I've got to tell you, didn't like chronographs. Did you know? I didn't like chronographs. I only came into chronographs. I told the story many, many times. Was when I saw the Breguet Type 20. I thought, "Fuck, this is beautiful." And then the penny, the pin dropped, and I loved the Speedmaster. I then after that I fell in love with the Speedmaster as well. I love the Speedmaster. It's such a cool
Yeah.
watch. You
You
still
know,
got
I
one,
like.
don't you?
I've got 3861. I was looking for an 861.
Yeah.
I might still get one at some point. But then I like the first Omega in space. That's so
I
cool.
prefer. I got to be honest with you. I've owned both. You know, I had the last of the 1861s, which was I had that taken in the burglary. I got to tell you, I actually prefer the 3861 now that I like the tapering of the bracelet.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
I like that.
But I'll tell you what I like. I like the Mark 4.5.
Oh, okay, that's really funky.
It
Do you
is,
like the
but
Mark II?
yeah, that Mark II. I like that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I like the reissue. I think I prefer the reissue Mark IIs because we got. Speaking of Mark IIs, we got Arix guy. Hello, Arix guy.
Hey, move
Good
him up.
evening.
Move
How
him
you
up,
going, man?
Arch.
What's up?
Move him up.
Yeah, I'll bring him up. I'll bring the panel. How you going, Arix? What's happening? Talk to us.
Good. I put a rug in here. Does the audio sound better?
Sounds the same.
Marginally.
I mean, it never sounded bad.
No.
Oh, good.
What have you been up to, Irix guy? Talk to us. What's new in your world?
Tudor Black Bay 58. But other than that, not much else, man. What about y'all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good,
Old
man.
thing.
Good. Oh, good in the hood, man. Oh, good in the hood.
Good in the hood. Yes, sir.
So, did the raccoons eat that pizza?
They did. They were a little bit delayed. I think they had they must have had a prior commitment, but they came back and
You're
chowed down.
fattening up those raccoons. All that cheese, all that pepperoni.
The only problem is, what happens if you go away for a couple of weeks? No one's there to feed them. They're gonna.
Well, I got my people that'll do it, and tonight they're going to get some. They're going to get bones out of a pork chop. We're doing bone-in pork chops. They'll
Okay.
get to gnaw on the bone and eat that marrow.
What makes you want to feed them? What makes you want to feed these raccoons?
Well, I have a feeling if I don't, they're going to become aggressive, and then I'd have to worry about that. I mean, you know, they go all the way around the house. So my fear is that if I put them in a bad mood, that I may be going into a customer site one day, and I walk outside to my Acura Integra, and I've got a raccoon standing there, and he attacks me, and I get rabies, foaming at the mouth.
How is that Acura Integra going now?
You know what's funny? Actually, I'm enjoying it more than the Audis because I haven't had any electronics issues, and you know the electronics, everything, no issue at all. The performance, it's not quite up to the Audi. The seat comfort, not quite up there. The audio is far superior, and all of the lane sensing and safety features. I mean, from that perspective, it's a lot better. But I'm happy with it. I mean,
We got a story
like it.
from Pine Barren, $20, part 1. Rolex story. 16 years old, I was a caddy at a local golf club. The golfer who always requested me let me wear his day when he was playing. Always. One day during a tournament, we both forgot about it. Wow, what a great story. Pine
Can you bring
Barren.
up Jimmy's comment about raccoons?
Sorry. We'll bring that up. Pine Barren has got another super chat, $20.
Oh, sorry.
I bicycled home and saw it on my wrist. Then I bicycled to his house later that night where we both had a laugh and he invited me in with his family for dinner. That's the day I fell in love with Rolex. What a fucking great story, hey?
Class guy.
That's cool.
Very classy guy.
Can you bring up Jimmy's comment about raccoons? Because
Jimmy says, Irix guy, I had a neighbor who fed raccoons. They rewarded him by ripping open his roof and building a nest.
do they do that?
Yes.
Yeah, they tear up a lot of stuff.
What is that a wooden roof, or they can even do it with a tiled or slate
They can't do it
roof?
with an iron roof, could they? Steel. They couldn't get through steel, could they?
Now,
What about
if
slate?
you look at a rat, I mean, a rat's a smaller version of a raccoon. Raccoon can do all that a rat can do and a lot more, except squeeze in a tight space. And they'll account for that because they'll chew a bigger hole and then they'll fit through it.
But
Fuck.
that has to be made out of wood, right?
They can
Yeah.
chew through. They can't do metal. You can put copper mesh. If you've got a hole, put copper mesh in there. They can't chew through that. And
They chew through slate.
probably so, with enough motivation.
Bastards.
Yeah.
And you can't
And
pet
they-
them, can you? Can you pet them or they will bite you?
Well, this is funny. So I was out on my deck. I was grilling a steak, and I felt
Mhm.
something brush up against the back of my leg.
Mhm.
And turned around and there was nothing there. And then I looked on the side of the deck at the crepe myrtle and there was a raccoon crawling down the crepe myrtle. So he had come up the crepe myrtle, got on the deck and rubbed up against my leg, and then he ran away. But I trimmed the crepe myrtle so they can't get up. And I've got on all my deck posts, I've got these metal pieces. So squirrels and raccoons can't climb up. They can't get over it.
I see. Holy fuck.
Yeah, they'll get in your
Um,
attic and tear up they'll chew the wiring and all that stuff.
Yeah, mess up your electrical, mess up your plumbing, everything.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. They're very, very interesting animal to have there. And what can you do, hey? What can
Just
you
feed
do?
them and keep them happy.
No, come on, just poison them or kill them.
You're
or
not allowed to. You're not allowed to poison them, are you?
why not?
You
They're
could,
they're a
but
nuisance.
Yeah, but these are wild animals. This is their environment, for God's sake. There.
Not on my property.
In squirrel, I've seen in England you got squirrels, don't you? You have squirrels, so we don't have them in Australia.
Yeah, we used to have red squirrels, but now we see more grey ones because the grey ones killed the red ones.
Oh shit! Nasty fikers, eh? Nasty, very, very nasty fikers.
We have a lot of foxes in England, and especially once they banned fox hunting, they all started coming to the cities.
Oh,
So
you're
now
joking?
around London, it's very common to see a fox just lurking around, and they don't really run away from you anymore. And they bring back fox hunting, yes.
do they steal Rolexes off your wrist in London?
No. What about near Hyde Park? There, that was that big park opposite
Hyde Park.
where. That's Hyde Park, isn't it? That's where I
Yeah.
met you. That's
Yep,
Hyde
yep.
Park is beautiful park.
Gorgeous, yep. Goes on to the palaces.
Yeah.
Super chat.
We got a super chat from Pine Baron, $5. Arch, have you ever had an encounter with a deadly animal in Australia? I heard there's a lot of shit down there. Wonder what will kill a man quickly. Well, for starters, most of these animals you're talking about, like snakes, if they hear you coming, they don't want to confront you. That's only as a last resort will they confront and strike you. So as long as you don't corner them or deliberately go out of your way to hurt them, you're basically okay. The deadliest ones are the ones you can't see.
The spiders.
Go outside. Worst case scenario, a bear kills you. There you go. Look at that.
God,
Beautiful.
yeah,
Eh?
that's true. Super Chat Pine Baron.
So those animals, they're snakes. Actually, that's the one I'm just doing. Actually, those
Oh, sorry.
snakes. It's actually the smaller spiders that are more deadly. It's not the big ones. It's the small, like the Sydney funnel web is deadly. The little redback spider. They're nasty fighters. And sometimes they can go into your shoes, and you put them on, and they're in there, and they bite you. That's some of the. But have I encountered deadly animals? Not really. See, in suburbia, you don't really encounter, like, we don't really have kangaroos. Where my son used to live, there was kangaroos there, but that was quite unique. Koalas, I've only seen a couple of koalas in the wild. They're very, very rare to see them.
Are the koalas actually mean though?
No, well, you don't touch them. You don't.
Yeah.
You leave them. Yeah, well, no, they're not mean. But I mean, it's like any animal. Would you go and touch you leave the wild animals alone. You don't. Why would you?
That's just it. They think koalas are cute and cuddly, and then they realize they've got these massive claws that could probably gouge your eye out.
Well, they're not really aggressive. Like, it's mainly to hang on to trees, but they're not really aggressive like that. No, they're actually not.
Kangaroos, I heard, are aggressive. I mean, I saw Sovereign showed me this YouTube link of a video of a guy driving in his pickup truck, and a kangaroo is coming head on at night towards him and tries to fly kick his car. This is on like an outback highway. I'm thinking,
look, normally
they're crazy bastards.
Oh, Jimmy says he had skunks around his house last year too. Crazy stuff in the middle of the city, for fuck's sake. Had skunks around my house too. Have you had skunks, Irix guy?
I've got groundhogs, wildcats, cougars, gray fox, yeti, and black bear, and deer.
Wow.
What state are you in, Irix guy?
The state of the Appalachian Ocean, Georgia, United States of America.
I thought Appalachians, there's a part of Appalachia that's in Kentucky.
Yeah, the Appalachian Mountains, they go all the way from Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, and North Carolina, and let's see, where else? You can get on the Appalachian Trail, go all the way to Maine.
Virginia, West Virginia, and I believe Maryland too, right?
Yeah, you're right.
I think I will run the show for another 15 minutes. We'll run it until 2. We'll run it for another 15 or so minutes. That'll be the show for tonight. It's been a good show. We had a lot of. I really ABC sometimes on these quieter nights. It's good because I get to talk to the panelists more, and it was great chatting with you. We're doing that poll.
Likewise, yeah. I think some people say anything more than 4 panelists and it gets, especially with us lot, when we start goofing around and it just becomes chaos.
Which one brand could you do a collection with? And it's overwhelming. Omega 58%, Breitling 9%. That's the Grand Seiko 18, JLC 15, Omega
18%. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must be a troll. Personally, I think I just realized IWC is a brand you could make a collection out of.
Well, you could make a collection out of most brands there.
Not Panerai. I don't think you can make a Panerai collection.
Panerai was so popular. I remember Panerai was so popular. You know, they
in the early noughties,
early 2000s. That was the hots. That they were like Rolex. You know.
No,
Did you guys ever watch
Rolex
the
were
So
dogs.
Burn Notice?
Rolex was dogs. Yeah, yeah.
And IWC Panerai were the watches that everyone was after.
Yes. Got a super chat from our good friend Pine Baron, $20. The Appalachian, how do I spell that? How do I pronounce that, Irex guy?
Appellation.
Appalachian Mountains are part of the same mountain range in Scotland. This is why a lot of Scott Irish are in Appalachia. New York and Boston was way too expensive, so they kept going, and found a place that looked like home. Good point.
They do a lot of moonshine in the Appalachian Mountains too.
Yeah.
Are you far from there, RX guy?
No, man, it's in my backyard.
Yes.
Raccoons.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Interesting. How many watches have you got now, ABC? Quality watches.
6 or 7. That's
Shit.
6 or 7.
6 or 7, Jesus. RX guy, how many quality watches have you got?
Think about 10.
Far
Whoa.
out.
Nice.
And Chris, Machine Gun Chris, how many quality watches have you got?
I've got 0. I've got mostly Shiders right now.
That's okay. That's okay. You should have kept the tuner, don't you think?
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't really miss it that much, but I can always get another one back. You know what I mean?
But isn't it nice to say the work gave me this watch?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's tuner's just a great watch. I think that's a great benchmark of. That looks amazing on you, Irix guy.
I actually wear it more than I wear my sub.
Yeah.
Do you still have your Breitling RX?
Yeah, Super Ocean Heritage 2 and Super Avenger.
No, I remember your Super Ocean Blue Dial.
It's beautiful watch. It's a
42
beautiful watch.
mil. The only thing with it is that, and I understand why they didn't do it, but the lume, they could have done a lot better job with that. If they had done that, it would have been perfect.
I got to tell you, I think the 46 is too big.
Oh, God,
Like,
yeah.
You know, like Breitling. You know, they actually had in the Super Ocean Heritage, they also had a 38 mil Irix
Yep.
guy. It had a sub-second at 6. At 6, it's got a sub-second. It's quite an interesting piece there.
And
I was thinking of buying one, actually. Oh, they did one in brown, Archie. You remember the
the bronze. Yeah.
They had a brown color scheme.
Yeah, no, that's amazing stuff. And no, that's exactly it there. It's that's the way to do things, isn't it, hey? It's I gotta tell you guys, it's no, it definitely is there. Irix guy, 10 watches. What do you got? Let's go through them. Can you send me a picture of your 10 pieces you've got?
I don't have. Let's see, Black Bay 58, Tudor Chrono Reverse Panda.
Yep.
Ulysses Narda, Maxi Marine Diver Burgundy, Rolex Submariner 114060.
Yeah.
Rolex OP 114300.
What color dial OP?
White. It's the polar. Air King 34 millimeter. I forget the reference. PAM 112 is Jeje Lecoute. Master Control, the 40 mil on the stainless. Breitling Super Avenger on the Pro 2 bracelet and the leather. Breitling Super Ocean Heritage 2, 42 millimeter blue. Omega Seamaster 300M blue wave dial.
That's a nice watch.
I'm forgetting some.
What Avenger have you got? Is it a chronograph? Is it titanium?
Yeah, it's stainless. It's the Valjoux 7750. It's huge. It's like I think 46 or 47 mil. I
Blue
remember when I
dial or
walked.
black?
It's black, but when I walked through the Puerto Rico airport with it, the TSA guy said that's a boat anchor on your wrist, and I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good way to describe it. And that was back in 2009. I mean, big watches were kind of the thing back then.
Pine Baron, $5 Arch. How hard is a green dial day date to obtain from an AD? I think you're talking about the yellow gold with the beautiful. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Very difficult. Very,
Hold on.
very,
Could you
very
be
difficult.
talking about the pink gold olive green dial as well? There's an olive green dial.
Could be. Well, they're still hard to get, but that new green, I love it. I think that's a very beautiful color. I don't understand why they make it so fucking. Oh, okay. It's luxury marketing. It's luxury marketing. Sorry, it's luxury marketing. That's the way it works. Luxury marketing. So it is what it is. It is what it is. That's all you can say about it there. Are you using a typewriter, guy?
I'm just going upvote. I need to upvote.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to be ending the show soon. Let's go through the people who have contributed today. Let's go through it. So, first super chat of the day was Michael S. Patek Philippe, Jason M. Patek Philippe. Trading Profits, Patek Philippe, Sabre Mark 42. Trading Profits, Patek Philippe, NATO, Patek Philippe, Bursa. Tiktology, Pine Baron, Golden Barber, Pine Baron. Thank you so much for your help. And I got to say, guys,
all the donors.
there's
Thank
some
you.
really good donors there. Tell me this. I want to ask you, Irix guy, what the fuck's happening with YouTube? Can you give me, what the hell's happening? Tell me what's happening. What do you think's happening, Irix guy?
There's some things that are changing, and one of the biggest things would be, I don't know if you've got a store with products yet on YouTube. That's going to be the next big push.
Okay.
And yeah, sadly, there's not a lot of variety to choose from currently. If you had a lot of products, it could be really cool. But
Actually, Irix and Chris, do you think this is the end of consignment? All the TPG stuff. Do you think that's final nail in the coffin?
I don't think
know.
he's a big enough player to drive that.
I think it depends on like what dealer you work with too. Like obviously, if you work with the big dealers like David SW, Luxury Bazaar, Nico, people like that, people you can trust. I feel like I don't feel like it's dead, but it definitely did put a dent in it. I feel like.
Yeah, good point.
Pine Baron. It's Pine Baron, $5. Arch, walk us through your day after you log off. Like, what are you doing that is more fun than this? Well, look, it's Sunday today. It is Sunday. I got a few little personal things I'm dealing with at the moment with a family member. So I'm actually going to go to his house to help him clean up a little bit. That's right. I'm going there to help him clean up a bit. He's had a few personal issues. I'm going to help him. So it's not actually anything really fun or exciting. It's pretty, just helping him out. I like to do that. Then I might go for a drive this afternoon with the wife. We'll go for a drive in the nice car whilst we've still got it. I got to tell you the truth, ABC, and I'd like to hear Eric's guy. What's his opinion? Like, I got the BMW, the 3 Series, right? I love it. It's beautiful. It's expensive, but I'll be honest with you. That's probably my last BMW. Okay. You know what I would buy next, Irex? Honda has fucked up the marketplace in Australia. They're actually about to go broke in Australia. But I reckon next
Lexus.
car,
You're
Lexus
going to go with
does-
the Lexus?
too expensive. I'd just go with a fucking RAV4. That's what I'd like to go. Or even
Good
they got
cars?
a Corolla Cross. It's called a Corolla Cross. It's like a
Mhm.
baby SUV, or a Mazda CX-3 or CX-30. That's what I probably would go. I'll be honest with you. Premium branded stuff, I don't need to spend ridiculous money getting premium branded bullshit. You know, and RX guy, I actually take my hat off to you. You've enjoyed your Audis, you love them.
Except for the electronics issues.
And now you've said, well, let's go to Japanese. Get a good, reliable Jap Eco shitbox.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is, let me give you some advice with your Honda with the 1.5 liter turbo. I would highly recommend, number one, you always warm it up. Don't just floor it on a cold start. You've got to let it warm up a bit because it's a turbo. Make sure you do not let the oil level go down. Hondas actually don't lose much oil traditionally, but also make sure you change the oil and filter. Honda actually alternates changing the filter. Change the oil and filter every 7,000 miles around that. Okay.
Yeah, I've got about 2,500 on it right now.
Okay. So I'm just saying to you, I would make sure you change oil and filter. I don't think these new Hondas are going to be anywhere near as reliable. That 1.5 liter turbo, I don't think it's going to have the longevity. I probably wouldn't have got that. I would have got the Toyota version with the non-turbo engine, but hey, there's nothing wrong with the Honda. That's a good vehicle. But just make sure you change. The other thing is too, when you bring it back home, just let it sit for 30 seconds to cool down. It cools the turbo. Remember the old turbos? You had a turbo lock. You had to run the turbo for so many minutes.
Yeah,
Don't ever forget.
that was back in the day.
Yeah, the 80s.
Is it a
Pavel
Type R?
says, no, it's not. It's not a Type R, is it? He's got the Integra,
Mm-hmm.
the standard one, isn't it? It's not the Type R.
Yeah, just standard.
Owning an E30 M3 for the same interval would have left you with a profit. Yes, of course it would have. An M3. That's the first. We never actually had the E30 M3s. The first M3 that came to Australia was an E36, which I actually quite liked. I thought they were a lovely car. I liked the E36 M3. But ABC, how's your 5 Series going? Tell me how your BMW is going.
Yeah, it's going all right. I think I've got a slow puncture on one of the run flats.
You were saying that. Would you get another BMW, or next time go for a Japanese eco shitbox?
I like the Lexus RX 400.
That's a big vehicle.
It is quite big.
Do you really need a big car like that? Wouldn't you just get something small in the UK?
It's definitely as big as I'd want to go. Anything bigger than that, and it's going to get very difficult to navigate around these narrow side roads and things like that. What else am I thinking of? I was thinking of, Audi do one. But I think there's a huge push for electric vehicles.
Yeah.
But
Tell
I
me
don't think the infrastructure's ready for it in terms of, look, I can plan an X 100-mile journey because I'll have fuel stops, yeah? Problem with these charging points, one, where's the charger that will quickly charge my car, and how many of these are in the country? So that's still an issue at the moment, and the range they give you it doesn't account for things like turning on the aircon, and things like that. So, yeah, interesting times.
Yeah, it is very, very.
Hey,
Tell me
hot
this
front smash.
yourself. There, your house is paid off, isn't it? Almost paid off. ABC.
Yeah, almost, yeah.
Almost paid off. What's when you say almost? You mean you owe less than 10%? You owe 20. How much? How much would you owe left?
10, yeah, about 10.
10%. Fuck, that's nothing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just you can't go wrong with living within your means. I'd never do a HELOC. I think
No.
that's just.
Do you think leasing the car is dumb, or you like to? It's okay to lease. What do you? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't think I'll lease
Is it a
again.
noose? Is it a noose around your neck?
Oh yeah, I don't think I'll lease again. It's
Why is
good
that?
if you look. I think leasing is good if you do a lot with your cash in terms of investing in stocks and shares and things like that. So cash that you can
Yeah.
otherwise do things with. I haven't done much with my
Okay.
cash in the 3 years.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But you're kind of on the hook. Like you can't just if you give the car back before the lease ends, there's massive penalties.
I've only leased it for 3 years.
But if you gave it back after 1.5 years, it doesn't
Then
work
you'd
like
have
that.
a penalty. You'd have a penalty to pay.
Yeah. Yeah. I must admit, I love my car. It's been I'm a bit stuck because I got a big tax deduction for it. If I sold it before the 5 years, I've got to pay money back.
Yeah,
You know,
that sucks.
well, I took the tax deduction. The tax deduction was very good. So you can't have it both ways, sunshine. Okay, guys. I think next time I get a Jap Eco shitbox, that's what I would get.
You can't go wrong with Japanese cars.
Anything
I must
Honda,
admit,
Toyota, you can't go wrong.
The RAV4 is a
guys,
good car, by the way. It's a good
it
car.
is a great car. Guys, I'm going to wrap the show up. I love you all. Thank you so much for coming today. It was
Thanks,
good
Arch.
fun.
Thanks,
I actually
guys.
really enjoyed the chat with
Archie.
you guys. It was great.
Yeah.
Chris, I want to say, man, congratulations on your new move, your career start.
Appreciate that.
Try your best, man. I know you'll do well. You're a good guy.
Of course. Appreciate that.
And we love to hear from your adventures in New York. Take care. And we will see you another day. So, guys, thank you so much. Press the like button. Press the like button on the way out, and we will see you very soon. See you later, guys.
Thanks again. Have a good one.
Thank you.